Most phones look pretty much exactly the same. They all have one screen, they have their apps, and that's about it. But this is the YotaPhone 2, and it has not just one screen, it has another one right on the back. This is an e-ink display, and it's always on, so you can check many different things on the back. The YotaPhone 2 is a typical Android phone when you look at it from this angle. It has all of your apps, it's running Android Lollipop, and it's a really nice phone with a pretty decent display. But when you turn around the back, you have an e-ink display that's always on. So you just simply unlock it, and then you can even interact with this side of the screen. So this is always on, so you can see the time, I can see your battery, how much you've got left, you can see the weather, and you can also see your notifications and whether you've gotten a call, a message, or an email. So I'm going to check out my notifications here. So these are all the notifications that I've got right now, and I can delete them as I go along. So you see you can interact with this part of the screen, and it saves a lot of energy because you're not always flipping it around and using that very power-hungry front screen. You can also just click on the weather, and you'll be able to see more details, like the real feel and the wind, things like that. Now if you want to go to another screen, there's also this really cool feature where you can read ebooks. Now this is great because it's basically like having a Kindle on the back of your phone. Because reading on the front of your phone can consume a lot of energy, it's pretty nice to be able to do this. If you're on a long flight, you can just flip your phone over and read your book just like you would if you had your Kindle. But you don't have to bring your Kindle, and it's really nice when you can just travel with one device instead of two. You also have your calendar on here, so you can always have a quick overview of what's going on in your day, and you don't have to go into the other side of the app. You can just flip this over and see everything. You can see all the details about your coming day. And it's really nice to have this because once again, you're not consuming that power. And the other great thing is that you can read this in the sun. So if you're outside and you're trying to head to your next meeting, you can always see what's going on and where you need to go. And it'll be very useful because you can actually read it in the sun instead of, the bright display, which always has glare and you can never quite read it. There's another screen here that I have where you can also see whether you've gotten new emails, new texts, or different calls. And when you tap on write an email, it asks you to flip over your phone. And when you flip over your phone, turn it on, and it'll go right into the email app. Now I don't have it set up right now, but if I did, I'd be able to send an email really quickly and I wouldn't have to fumble around looking for the app all the time. And then when you flip it back over, the screen's locked, so that way you didn't interact with it, but you just swipe up to turn it back on, and then you can go through all of your screens again. All of the screens are manageable on the front side of the phone, so you can go inside your Yota hub, and here you can choose which ones you want to have on that back screen. So there's a lot of different ones to choose from, and you can edit all of them. There are also ones down here that you can make from scratch. So you can decide whether you want to have your weather here, your email notifications here, or whatever you want really. It's a very nice thing that you can customize it, so that way you can really make that second screen your own. There are also these pretty cute covers which have interesting little drawings, like we've got the Earth here. They've also got this castle, human face, and a couple other nice ones. That's mostly just for looks, but it's still a pretty cool thing. You can also move around those screens in here, so that way you can edit them, you can move things around, you can change this. Say I don't want those notifications, I can get this one instead. Or I can get a notification from Twitter, or I can even put on music controls, so that way I can play my music from the back of the screen without ever wasting the battery of the front. You can also add a new screen here, and this is where you'll see all those presets that we just looked at. Yota has a couple other sections, which is the Yota RSS Feed, and here you'll be able to get all of your news content that you might have on Feedly, and you'll be able to get it on the back of your phone. Also got the Yota Reader. This is where you can download the different ebooks that you have that will show up on the back of your device. So the Reader collection has a lot of nice free titles here, and YotaPhone will give you a free Bookmates subscription, so that way you'll be able to download as many books as you want for a certain amount of time. Additionally, when your phone's running out of battery, you can also tap into this Yota power saving mode. You can access it either in the regular settings menu under Yota Energy and Settings, and if you turn it on, it will automatically dim your screen to a very low power setting so that way you don't consume energy, and the screen on the back will start going into power saving mode. So right now it says Yota Energy on, which means that we are saving as much energy as possible, and this really will elongate your battery life. So say you're at the end of the day and you're running empty, you have maybe like 10% battery left. This power setting will be able to let you do your most basic functions like emailing someone and checking the time, but you won't have to waste all of that energy on the front of your phone. It really does extend the battery life, and we've had it make the phone last a couple extra hours, and that's always a bonus when you're out on the go and you're running out of battery. You can always turn it off pretty easily too, just by tapping. And you can always flip to the front and turn it back off. So this was just a quick look at the YotaPhone 2 and all the awesome things you can do with this e-ink back screen.